My bad, bro.
All right, welcome back to 94 feet, ladies and gentlemen. So we had a little bit of a hiccup right before we got back on, but hey, we're back live here on the live stream. First time we've done a live stream in a while. It feels like. Danny, how you feeling today?
Hey, today I'm not doing too good, Kate, to be honest, Kate. My Bucks lost. My Lakers lost. My Dodgers lost last week. My Bruins lost yesterday. Kate, it's not going good, but I'm glad to be back on the live streams, like you said. Last week we were in the studio, had fun, but it's always fun on a Sunday night.
Oh, 100%. I was gonna say that. I feel like even then too, just knowing that we're able to do it from home, just like right when we're done, we just go to bed. At least for me, I know I'm going to bed right after this.
Yeah.
It's been a long week, but it's worth it. But hey, NBA's officially back. This is the moment we've been
Yep.
waiting for. I feel like, I mean, we had that long preseason talk. I mean, since back in August. So I mean, this is something we've been talking about for months now. But we finally got NBA games that actually matter. I'm hyped about that. What else are we doing? We're doing fit of the week today. First time we got fit of the week back in a long time. I feel like it's been
Wow.
shoot. I'd say maybe what draft night maybe.
No, we did it through the final. Did we do it throughout the finals? No, we didn't,
No, we
huh?
did it. Yeah,
It
we did
hasn't
it
been
throughout the
draft.
finals. We did the one that like wrapped up the finals, but we did draft
Yeah,
night that was after that. But I'm trying to think. Hold on, let me pull this up
it
real quick
has
because
been
I
a
know
while.
it's been a while. But yeah, we got fit of the week back. Oh no, we did a WNBA one July 27th. That was the last one we did.
Okay.
So first time since July 27th that we've done this. So we got fit of the week back. I mean, obviously it's October. We're getting to the holiday season. We got to talk about some of the sneak releases coming out with Nike. That's going to be big. But again, we got to tie it off first, or at least start it off with the NBA. Danny, what were some of your big takeaways over this first few days of the NBA season?
Um, there's a lot to get into. I don't know where you want to start. My biggest takeaway is, I guess, can we start with the Lakers, Gabe?
Yeah, yeah. Let's hear it. What you got about the Lakers?
Okay, man, where do I start, Gabe? Do they need me to sit in the corner and get up shots, Gabe? You know I got a pretty good corner three. I mean, they need some shooters. Um, man, they just lost to the Blazers. I was watching the game a little bit, mostly watching football, but man, this Lakers team, it's like they got AD, they got LeBron, but the biggest problem for me is there's just a bunch of guys out there. Other than the role players can't produce, and they're up 102-95 with 2 minutes left. They can't close out the game. AD wasn't involved at the end. Let me just. This is the Lakers' final shots, Kate. It goes Beverly three, LeBron three, Westbrook jump shot. Did you see the video of Westbrook taking that jump shot? And you hear the entire crowd just it's unbelievable. This is a dude you're paying $47 million to. It's kind of sad to see, honestly. Even LeBron didn't like it, and then LeBron with Dame on him deciding a little fadeaway fadeaway jump shot. I didn't really like that shot at the end. I thought he should have drove. With 6'1" Dame on you, but this small ball lineup is just not working. I think we've seen enough out of it through 3 games. I don't know about you. I know 3 games is a small sample size, but the Beverly, Lonnie Walker, Westbrook trio, like starting three guards, it's just not working. They can't shoot. Beverly, he can't create. Lonnie Walker's okay, but he can't stretch the floor. Westbrook can't really do anything besides playing defense. At least he's playing defense. Um, and they're getting out rebounded with AD as a center, as their center, out rebounded 52-40 versus the Blazers, 58-38 versus the Clips. Can't shoot threes, 18% from deep against the Blazers. And Kate, it's like as the NBA is moving towards even everyone the blueprint for a successful LeBron team has always been filmed with shooters, right? If LeBron is your best 3-point shooter, something's wrong. I don't want to overreact, but it's like this team's not making the playoffs if this is going to be the starting five for who knows how long, or the rotation of 8 players for the rest of the season. With Kendrick Nunn, I know maybe he'll get going eventually. He couldn't make a three for his life earlier today, but Matt Ryan, Kate, if Matt Ryan not the football player, the shooting guard on the Lakers. If he delivered me pizza when I ordered pizza the other night, Kate, if he delivered me that pizza, I wouldn't know who that was.
I know, I agree. I would have. I mean, a lot of that bench, I would have no clue who they were. Honestly, if you again
Yeah.
had them, coming up to me in just randomly.
So
Yeah, no,
that was
it's
my takeaway from the Blazers game. So far this season, I don't know if it's an overreaction. Thanks for letting since this team's not making the playoffs. I think the West is just too stacked for them to look like this.
no, I agree. And see, here's my thing, and this is the way I'll throw out two stats real quick. First off, I mean, what Russell Westbrook's stats in what it was, I think the second game of the season. I want to say it was against the Clippers. We were talking 0 from 11 from the field. 2 points. I mean, that's an obvious like just point where it's like you're again as you mentioned, paying this guy $47 million and you're shooting 0 from 11 from the field in a loss. Like that's a terrible look. I mean, well, it was the Dion Waiters quote that was like, "Hey, like I could go 0 for 30, but at least I'm still shooting." That Russell Westbrook has taken that quote a little too seriously. So I mean, you got that, and another stat that came out today, which I think is just absolutely insane. And I mean, this is part of the reason why the Lakers have not found a winning recipe this season so far. In the first three games, the Lakers are 25 and 118 for three. That's terrible. I mean, 25. You've only made 25 threes out of 118 opportunities. How does that happen? Oh, hold up, Danny. You froze up on me real quick. Let's say we can check something real quick because all I got is your a little smile right there. All right, hold up. We might have to get Danny back at some point, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see how this goes down, but I'll keep going down my side of things. I mean, the Lakers in general, it's you. Yeah, we lost Danny for sure, but yeah, no, the Lakers in general, you've seen them consistently. I mean, they're a team that overall, I mean, you're talking about just guys. You got Lonnie Walker who had some success when he was in what was it, San Antonio, Russell Westbrook, which realistically, he's a guy that I feel like he could do good by himself. But when you're talking about being in the shadow of LeBron, Anthony Davis, that's not going to help you at all. You're talking about Pat Bev, who realistically, I mean, you've seen him over the past few years. The most people remember him as is a guy that just, gets out there, gives the team energy, kind of is that, I guess, Black Air Force energy, as people like to say. And it's other than that, not really known for that offensive capability. Defensively, yes. Offensively, no. And you look at this Lakers team. I mean, you have one of a healthy team and a consistently playing team, one of the best defensive teams in the league. Russell Westbrook's a good defender. You obviously have Pat Bev, who's a fantastic defender. So, hold up, we got Danny back now. We good. Maybe we good. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. All right, Danny. Real quick, I was kind of just going back into saying that like overall the Lakers, if healthy, one of the best. It could be one of the best defensive teams in the league. But of course, when that's not translating on the offensive side of the ball as well, that's where it kills you.
Oh, you talked a little bit about the defense. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting. Ham said that the focus in the offseason was to get this Lakers team to buy into the defensive side, and they have so far. This Beverly's energy, I think that's a real thing. Like it doesn't show up in the stats, but he gets these guys to buy in, and going back to that Westbrook video where he wasn't even getting in the huddle with LeBron and AD. It's like is Westbrook bought in because this dude has no confidence, no offensive confidence at all, and he's still putting up shots. Eventually, Ham is gonna have okay. There's just some. Eventually, Ham is gonna have to do his job and say, Westbrook, you can't play the fourth quarter, and because you're hurting our team. So I don't know. I get there's so many politics in the NBA, with, you're paying this guy this much money, but eventually you need to put out the best lineup on the floor to win. We'll get into the Pelicans in a little bit later. I got stuff to say about that, but man, Westbrook on the floor is just not the best lineup, and it's probably not even his fault. Like he can't shoot. He's on a team that can't shoot. He's on a team with LeBron that dominates the ball. Yeah, it's a
No.
problem. Going back to that 3-point stat you had, Kate, 25 for 118.
Yeah.
Most of these threes are open. It's not like they're contested threes. Most of these threes are good looks. And why are they taking 118 threes? Do they feel the need that I get they're open, but like
They don't need to be taking that many threes.
Yeah, it's bad. And I was gonna say, I mean, what was it? That clip from today of LeBron shooting like a logo three that just a complete. I mean, to say that it was close to the rim would be an overstatement because this was absolutely. I mean, this was it looked like a pass more than anything. But I mean, you got shots like that, and that's coming from LeBron, not even necessarily somebody as you mentioned like Matt Ryan, Pat Bev, uh, Russell Westbrook, even AD. I mean, this is overall like I mean, you look at this is terrible basketball in general coming out of LA.
It's not looking good. Do you think they're gonna make the playoffs? I know. I think we both had them as our 7 seeds.
No, I didn't. I had them as my 9 seed.
Oh yeah, as 9. Okay, so you were probably spot on.
Yeah, oh no, exactly, and I think that's going to stick up pretty well. But yeah, no, Lakers are just looking bad. They're going to have to make some midseason acquisitions and trades and whatnot in order to find this team actually put well together. But I'll say that's one thing. I mean, that's obviously one of the bad teams in the league. Some of the good teams in the league, you alluded to it, the Pelicans. I mean, you look at them so far. We knew this team was going to be good coming out of the gate, and I mean, you look at that opening night win against Brooklyn. I mean, Simmons was in there, Kyrie, Kade, everybody was in there, and they got killed. The Pelicans killed them. I mean, they looked fantastic in the very beginning of the season. Obviously, of course, there's a lot of season to be played, but I feel like the Pelicans are one of those teams that a lot of people had a lot of high hopes for going into the season, and they're proving themselves to be exactly that so far.
Hey, my MVP pick isn't looking too bad. I might have picked the wrong dude on the team though. Brandon Ingram, he left the game earlier today against the Jazz with a head injury, but 28 points first 2 games. This dude right now he's the number one on the team. He's running the offense. This dude looks like an all-star. He's playing like it. And this Pelicans team, hey, I don't want to call it a big three. I'll call it a medium three, Kate, or a mid three. Brandon Ingram, Zion, and CJ McCollum. We saw CJ McCollum earlier today against the Jazz. He was cooking in the fourth quarter and overtime. I have the stats right in front of me if I can find it real quick. Yeah, he hit the last 2 shots in the fourth quarter to go up 2 and then to go up 3. He had 6 of the team's 11 points in overtime. So if CJ has your number 3 option, you're gonna be good. One thing I will say, Willie Green, I know he likes to get cute with his lineups. He's kind of like Ty Lue. I want to get your take on this, Cade. The Pelicans they were at one point down 17, and then Willie Green found a lineup that worked, and it had no Zion in it, and it had no BI because he was hurt. And he elected to not play Zion much the rest of the fourth quarter and in overtime. I get that he fell in love with his lineup with CJ as the one, Olynyk, Trey Murphy. I forgot who else was in there. But I kept waiting for Zion to get checked back in, and they end up losing the game by 1. And I get that, this is a good coaching decision. It's like the guys deserve to finish the game. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like wins matter. I know it's just 1 out of 82, but if you're in the West and versus the 6th seed down the road, I think he should have looked at Zion, to put in Zion in overtime, and who he shot 10 for 16. They didn't have an answer. You just talked about that next game, Kate. They could not guard Zion for their lives. Claxton couldn't match up with him. Simmons couldn't. I'm in love with this Pelicans team. I'm in love with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look fantastic. They're a very impressive team so far. And going back to as you were talking about that Jazz game, about how Willie Green keeping that lineup that worked for him. I see. Here's my thing, and I'm going to throw it back to the opening night game for the Suns, where you look at the end of that fourth quarter. Monty Williams didn't expect to keep Damian Lee in the game, but he ended up doing it because he was putting up good numbers and ended up helping the Suns team win. Obviously, you're talking regulation there, completely different story. I understand why Willie Green would opt for that decision when you're talking about end of the fourth quarter, but I think by the time that regulation time ends and that you go into overtime, that's when you have to go back to the guys that you know are going to be that consistent bucket getter. You know what I mean? So I don't know why he decided to
I
opt
think
out.
you just need the best 5 dudes out there.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, and that's why it's weird to see that he opted to not put Zion in rather than put him in for that overtime. Because I mean, realistically, Zion, especially against the Jazz, Zion's the best player on the court. You know what I mean? Nobody on the Jazz that's better. It's going to be Zion's going to be the best player on the court. So why would you not put him in? So that was weird. But yeah, Pelicans team looking fantastic. I mean, you mentioned it. Brandon Ingram, he was taken out today, but at the same time, you look at his past stats. He was putting up stats. I mean, I think against Brooklyn, he put up 30 against. Shoot, I would have to check the game
28,
against
28 against Brooklyn, and then he dropped 28 the next day against the Hornets, I think. Or I forgot.
Yeah, it was the Hornets. Okay, yeah. So it was the Hornets. Okay, my bad. 28 in both games. You have a guy like Valanciunas who only put up 6 points in this game against the Jazz, but he put up 30 against the Hornets. Obviously, Zion's going to be consistent. You mentioned C.J. McCollum. This is a team that has realistically, a lot of scorers on that team. I mean, I don't think you're going to see the same stats out of Valanciunas every game. C.J. McCollum, because of his age, is kind of hit or miss here and there. But at least out of Zion and Brandon Ingram, I mean, you're going to be getting consistent points there, and then they know they're going to have that help with C.J. McCollum, Valanciunas. Maybe seeing how Herb Jones does later into the season, that might play a role. Overall, I mean, this Jazz team is looking fantastic. Oh, not my bad, not this Jazz team.
No,
the Jazz are looking good too, but this
hey,
Pelicans team is
that
looking
could transition
fantastic.
to another surprise, Kate. Another surprise. Unless you want to keep talking Pelicans, the Jazz are undefeated.
I was going to say, yeah, no, there's not too much more to talk about the Pelicans. They're a good team. Jazz, though, as you mentioned, undefeated. I mean, it hasn't been like they haven't been playing any good teams. I think the worst team that I'd say the worst team that they played was the Timberwolves. And that says a lot. I mean, you're beating the Nuggets, you're beating the Wolves, you're beating the Pelicans. A surprising team so far. And I'll admit, when I look back at that lineup, again, we've mentioned it, it's not a fantastic lineup because they lose guys like Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Bogdanovich. They traded him to Detroit. Realistically, you could see them trading Jordan Clarkson sometime soon. But then you look at the rest of that lineup in general, and honestly, they don't necessarily have a terrible lineup. I mean, you see guys like Larry Markkinen who put up 31 against the Pelicans. He was consistent enough in Cleveland to be recognized. Olynyk, I'll admit he's on the older side, but at the same time, he put up 20 tonight against the Pelicans. Vanderbilt put up 15, and he's
game
a
winner
younger guy.
too.
Jordan Clarkson's a guy that he's been coming off the bench his entire career, and he finally gets that time to get that starting position as point guard for the Jazz, and he put up 18. I mean, this is realistically. I mean, you look at this. This is a team that, even though they might not be that good realistically, or those players aren't any superstars, they might be like a sneaky middle of the pack team, seeing how the rest of the Western Conference turns out.
You talked about a little about their lineup. Kate, the thing that stands out to me, I definitely underestimated them just because one factor, Kate, these are all shooters. As a team, they're shooting 41% from deep, 47% from the field. So, they are on a hot streak. I mean, they are undefeated. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs eventually, but they're going to be able to be in every game just because of the shooting ability. I mean, Lauri Markkinen can stretch the floor. Kelly Olynyk hit 4 threes the other night. Clarkson, we all know he's one of the probably the best shooting guards off the bench in the NBA. Or now he's starting, but if he's off your bench, he's winning Sixth Man of the Year. I mean, this team can shoot out of the gym, and my biggest takeaway though with them starting undefeated, Kate, I don't know if they're watching the Victor Wembanyama, if I said that right, the all these highlight reels. I don't know if they forgot the goal of the season, but eventually they're going to have to start losing some games because, man, this dude, Victor, I don't want to get, too sidetracked here, but this dude looks like the next GOAT.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So, I expect them to, maybe start cooling off a little bit and then, pulling Clarkson late in games and stuff like that. But it's a fun lineup. Malik Beasley, another shooter on that team. So I'm surprised, but it kind of makes sense. Like I said, these are still solid players, like you mentioned. Lauri Markkinen, I think 7th overall pick. Jordan Clarkson, he's been in the league for a while. Olynyk, he's been on multiple teams. We know what he can do, passing the ball, shooting, defensive side. So they got a fun team.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the Jazz, or if you are a Jazz fan, just know that there is hope with this team. It's not high hope because, again, of course, they're coming out of the West. There's a lot of depth in the West, so we don't know what to expect there. But I mean, you can at least think about that. if you go into the off season maybe with a little more money, you can develop a decent team around the lineup that you have right now. I mean, it's
And they got a bunch of
possible.
picks. Colin Sexton
Exactly.
hasn't been playing much. Maybe he turns his career around in Utah.
Exactly. So I think realistically this is a decent. I mean, I think they definitely set themselves up for the future. Again, they're finding success now. Overall, though, I think they're going to be primed to set themselves up for a lot of success in the future, whether it comes through draft picks, whether it comes through free agent signings, which realistically I don't think you're going to be seeing many of those, considering that Salt Lake City isn't one of those high destination spots. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But with that being said, their time will come sooner rather than later, in my opinion.
I think so too. Like they already have solid players, and it's not like these are a bunch of vets too. That's the other thing. These are all young, talented guys that can still turn. Malik Beasley, what a nice surprise last year. Laurie Markkinen, he's on his third team already, but he can't be older than 25, something like that.
Yeah, I would say because I
Yeah,
think he came out of Arizona in 2017. So
yeah.
yeah, you're talking 25, 26, somewhere right around there.
Yeah, these guys still got some fresh legs and tons of draft picks. They're gonna have a lot of money to spend in the offseason. Definitely, the future's looking up for the Jazz, even if they
Oh,
win
100%. Well,
25 games this year. Yeah,
exactly. I agree. Jazz are looking good. I think just plain and simple. They're not terrible. They are beating good teams. And again, maybe a part of it goes into just the fact that I feel like as we've seen, at least so far this season, we'll kind of touch on this with the next team we talk about. These good teams are kind of taking their time getting into their rhythm and whatnot. I mean, they're not necessarily just going out there and blowing out teams. Like you get that out of the East a little bit. Boston, Milwaukee, both undefeated. Charlotte, so I mean, 2-1, surprisingly all right. Cleveland doing all right. Obviously, you go to the West now. New Orleans doing good. Phoenix 2-1. Golden State 2-1. So you do have those teams that we were thinking about doing good. I mean, it looks like they're gonna have to slow starts, but they're at least winning. But at the same time, those good teams, I feel like just in general, are kind of getting into the season a little bit slower than we were expecting.
yeah. And we don't want to overreact too much. It's only 3 games. It's gonna get time. Eventually, the standings are gonna make their seedings. So and it's all gonna make sense eventually, hopefully. But you
Oh,
want to get into the
100%.
76ers, Kate? You talked about them a little bit.
I would
Losses
say,
to the
yeah,
Celtics, Bucks, and Spurs so far. What's your biggest takeaway?
I would say, yeah, I was definitely alluding to that when I was saying it taking some teams a little bit longer to get into it. But yeah, Sixers 0-3, not a good look. I mean, at least the fans in Philly have something to cheer about. Their Eagles are undefeated. The Phillies are in the World Series, but Sixers 0-3. I mean, you look at it. Losing to the Celtics on opening night, that makes sense. Celtics are a good team. They're undefeated right now. This is what we were expecting out of the Celtics team that realistically just added to a talent that went to the NBA Finals last year. Playing the Bucks at home, that's only a 2-point loss, a one possession loss. So it's a low scoring loss, but at least it's something that you can kind of just build off of and know, okay, we were competing in that game. But then that loss to the Spurs, that's a little bit more unexcusable in the sense that Spurs, if there is a team that is tanking for Wembanyama or whatever his name is, I feel like the Spurs are that prime team to do it. So the fact that they lost to the Spurs, especially at home court, that's a little bit concerning. I mean, you look at the stats so far. I feel like it's either Harden or Embiid going out and making big numbers. I mean, you look at opening night, Harden with 35 points, Embiid with 26, so they're both cooking there. They just were overpowered by a good Celtics team. The game against Milwaukee, it looks like Embiid was really, I mean, only shut down for 15 points. Harden goes off, but it's still
Yeah,
just not enough offense to get anything going. I haven't checked the Spurs. Uh, I think this is the game against the Spurs. This was
Eh,
the game that Harden
yeah.
came down to earth. And B did fantastic, but still just not. I mean, not enough. And I mean, I'm looking for these stats, and it looks like that bench is one of the biggest reasons why they're not doing as good as they could be.
Yeah, it's the bench and Harden and Embiid. You touched on. I'll just echo what you said. They haven't found the rhythm together yet. Uh, Tonight, Harden was off, just 12 points, 12 assists, 9 rebounds. He's gonna fill up the stat sheet, but he was off tonight when Embiid drops 40 against that Bucks game. Embiid held scoreless in the second half. Giannis shut him down in the second half, and then Harden goes off for 31. Um, maybe I was wrong on Harden. Maybe I hated on him. It looks like he's on a mission. They're still the 1 seed for me. They were my 1 seed. I'm gonna give them time. The bench is something to worry about. I thought they were gonna be fine, but now they're starting PJ Tucker, and he's not the best shooter like he once was. He can play defensively, but he's kind of a liability on offense, I would say. He's gonna give you 4 points a game. That's really it. At one point, I really liked this bench with Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, or not bench, but just role players, I guess. Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, Niang's okay. Yeah, bench will step up eventually. I'm not too worried about the Sixers team. I think they'll figure it out, honestly. So I'm scratching off this 0-3 win. I'm starting it in the back though for the playoffs because I know this team is going to choke in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I could see it. I mean, especially the way the bench has been playing now. I mean, I've preached it on the show is I feel like the depth of a team is going to be the thing that gets you the farthest in the postseason. I mean, you saw it with the Warriors last year and the depth they had. You saw it 2 years back, even with the Bucks in that situation. I mean, you can throw the Suns in there, the depth that got them to the NBA Finals. I mean, it's always about depth. I feel like that's going to be the most important part. That's the thing that the Sixers lack, though. So I agree. I think you kind of just got to shake off that 0-3 start. But by the time the postseason comes around, I think that's where they're gonna get shut down more consistently, especially against those good teams. I feel like that covers a lot of just the big storylines coming out of the NBA. I mean, we've seen a lot of fantastic games so far. I mean, Danny, we got to make sure you got to get the chance to go out to an NBA game in the next few weeks because at least the one on Wednesday that I'll be able to get to, crazy atmosphere, crazy good. So we gotta find a little time to go on a little 94 feet outing to the
Suns and
Mavericks.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was a good game. But yeah,
I know you got that little employee discount, so let me know.
Exactly.
Hey, whenever Zion's in town, we might have to catch that.
Hey, that's Friday.
Oh really?
It is. I was saying, we might be able to make something work. I'll have to see what happens, but yeah, I know we'll have to do a little 94 feet out into a Suns game, see what's up there.
For sure.
All right, you got any last thoughts on just the NBA? So anything in NBA? Oh, I did actually want to touch on this real quick. We didn't talk about this pre-show or anything like that. No, preparation for this. But did you see about how Adam Silver was at one point considering relegation for the NBA?
No, I didn't.
Oh, see,
what does that mean?
So, you know how over in Europe, how with the soccer leagues, when the last place team is going to go down to a lower league and then the best team in that one, they were thinking that to try stopping teams from tanking.
I don't know. I'm not too mad at tanking. I feel like tanking is a strategy.
I would say exactly. I feel like it's a good fit for I don't know. It works for us. It'd be tough to create leagues around relegation and whatnot. So I feel like that's something that you talk about college football in the college football playoff with relegation and whatnot. But just in the NBA, I don't see it happening. So I understand the idea. You don't like to see teams tank, but at the same time, that's its own strategy, and that's what makes it fun. So. Yeah, no, I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Adam's always trying new things, but I'm happy. We have a solid commissioner like this, unlike Goodell. But Silver's always trying new things with the All-Star game. Tournaments, I know he wants to do a mid-season tournament or championship or something like that. So I like how he's trying new things. This is an interesting idea though. First time I've heard about it, something like this. So
exactly,
it's cool.
I think. I was gonna say, I think it's gonna turn out. I think I like the creativity there. I don't like it. I think save it for different sports leagues and programs and whatnot. Especially because I feel like tanking is such a, I don't know. At least in my opinion, I feel like it's such an NBA thing. I feel like that's the one place where you really see tanking happen. So I kind of like that. It's another strategy to the game. And even then, I mean, that's part of the reason why you have the lottery is to avoid teams from just purposely tanking. So I just don't see it, but. So I had to bring that up a little, but yeah, I'm sorry. Any last NBA thoughts?
I don't think so. We talked about a lot. So I think we're good. Your Suns, you nervous, Kade, about your Suns?
Not at all. I was gonna say they had a good game against the Clippers today. The team that we think is going to win the NBA, or at least I think is going to win the NBA championship. So they played the Clippers good. So I'm not stressing it too much. I'm not stressing that loss to Portland. Good game against Dallas. So. I think as of now they'll make the decision. I was gonna say they'll
Hey,
make the
oh,
changes and
real quick,
whatnot.
this Blazer team, kid, I kind of like this Blazer team as like a dark horse to make the playoffs, like coming in as that 8 seed. I think we underestimated Dame this offseason, Kate. Like both of us were low on the Blazers, and with Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simmons, Josh Hart, Larry Nance, I think they got a solid team. Kate, am I still here?
Yeah, yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, I'm
Um,
lagging on my side, but I think we underestimated, how good Dame is, and late in I haven't seen too many. I haven't seen much of the Blazers besides the Lakers. But what happened in this Lakers game? It was the entire defense was set up on Dame for stopping Dame from scoring in the fourth, and Jeremy Grant stepped up, hit the game winner. Other guys were hitting shots against the Suns. Anthony Simmons hit that shot to take you down. So I don't know. I do kind of like this Blazers team. They look good.
Honestly, I've seen a lot of people having them as like their 10 instead of. I've either seen Sacramento or I've seen Portland. It was one of the two. So I think people recognize that there's still talent on Portland. It just they've obviously got rid of a lot of that talent that brought them to the playoffs so much in the past. So I agree. I think they can definitely be a dark horse. It's possible. They definitely got the veteran level status and the talent. So well, I guess we'll just have to see how that plays out.
I think so too. Yeah. I'm not saying dark horse to go on a run on the playoffs. I'm just saying to make the playoffs, but still,
No, I
I mean they're
agree. Yeah,
undefeated.
exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, Danny. I want to say that good NBA talk. I mean, we've got a lot more to talk about in the future, especially with just how much we've seen over the past few days. But of course, now we got to bring back something that we haven't seen in a while. Again, like I said, since July 27th, the last time we did this, but we're finally bringing back Fit of the Week. And Danny, first off, what I got to say is we got to still figure out a punishment for this. I guess this season's Fit of the Week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we haven't
So,
thought about that yet. Well, we'll think of something else. Yeah, we'll switch it up again. Definitely make it fun for sure. Like the one
oh,
last
100%. 100. We've got
semester.
to. We got to do something exciting, something we
Okay.
can like vlog
W-
to and whatnot. But yeah, Danny, I'll let you start it
Yeah.
off.
Okay.
Who'd you got as your fit of the week for this week? And also, real quick, don't worry about showing the camera. I'll make sure that I put this all on Instagram and whatnot later on. So
Okay.
we can describe it. Just back how we did at the radio station.
Back in the stew, just like we're back in the stew. Yeah, I'm going with Jordan Clarkson. I don't know. This fit is pretty fine. I don't have it pulled up in front of me. I'm going off the top of my head because I don't want to exit the live stream on my phone. But from what I remember, it's like the baggy pants. He got the slits there. Can you remind me? Is it dress shoes that he's rocking?
Yeah,
If
it's
you have
like
it pulled up.
yeah, it's almost like dress shoes. Yeah, I'd say it's dress shoes.
I don't know. I just really like the style. Not too much of my style, but something. If I'm dressing up for something, I would get into. I like the. I remember the button shirt that he's rocking underneath the what's that called? That vest.
The red cardigan.
Yeah, the cardigan. Yeah, under the cardigan. I've been saying I want a cardigan, kid. I still haven't got a cardigan yet. So that's
I was
definitely next
I
on my
feel that.
list. And I like how he puts it together with the red cardigan kind of stands out, and the button up underneath is kind of like this is the first time I've seen someone rock like a not a clean iron button up. Like there's
Yeah,
wrinkles in it. I'm pretty sure, and he makes it work. I like it. I don't know.
I was gonna say that's exactly what I was looking like. It all plays itself out like real well together. You got the red cardigan, it's a little bit oversized, so it's kind of got that comfy feel to it. You got the button up, it's a wrinkled button up, and it's obviously not the cleanest looking thing, but of course you're talking about Jordan Clarkson style. He's gonna go a little bit farther out of the box with that. You got the Go Yard bag. I think it's Go Yard, right?
I
That
don't
sounds
remember.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
I
sure.
would say that sounds
That
right.
that
Go
that
Yard
does sound
bag.
right. And
I would
I
say
think
you
like
got the
the
little
wrinkled shirt goes well with like the jeans that have the slits in them. It
oh
kind of
yeah,
fits
see,
the
and that's
vibe. Yeah.
exactly. Like it's almost like yeah, no, like I agree. It's like a washed down pair of jeans and then you have the wrinkled shirt. So I like that. And then almost like they're not like dress shoes, but like almost like the dress boots. Like I was gonna call them Doc Martens, but they're a little bit like nicer. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So no,
They're like the shiny pair, right? They're shiny like the shiny
yeah,
black. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, so it's a good, and also not to mention the shades as well. So I'll say I
Yeah.
think it's a good fit overall. I like it. I was gonna say not the one I picked, obviously, but it's a good one. With me, I'm going with the guy that went 0 and 11 for your Lakers team. I'm going with Russ, and it's a little bit more of a. I feel like we've seen Russ do this in the past, but I like how he does it. This one looks good. I mean, you got the black jeans with the white trim to it, so So you got that contrast there. It looks like just a pair of casual white Air Forces, nothing too fancy there. He's got the black tucked in shirt. And what's it called when you cut the sleeves? Oh my god, it's a cap cut or something like that. Cap sleeves where it's like just over the top of your shoulder.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And then
Yeah.
white hat. You got the chain with some lettering on it. Watch, two bracelets. I think it's a good fit overall. I feel like again coming out of the summer, it's not the best, but overall, I think it's all right. But of course, I'm not the one to say. I gotta let the fans decide what they think is best. So, of course, we'll make sure we have that up tomorrow. But make sure you hop on the 94 Feet socials at 94 Feet Show, Twitter, Instagram, right there down at the bottom of your screen. Follow us there, vote there. Say we're finally getting back to the fit of the week. It's starting to feel like the normal NBA season again, and of course that's because it is. So I'm happy to get into that. But with that being said, of course, it's not 94 feet without some fashion. And as of
Ooh.
recently, Nike started releasing their holiday collection coming up over the next few months. And I mean, from what I've seen so far, Danny, in my opinion, this might be the best holiday drop I've seen at least in recent memory.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think, in my opinion, the the reimagined Chicago's are carrying this holiday drop. Um, I don't know. I feel like that might be a hot take. I was gonna say, um, I don't know. I was a little disappointed on the holiday drops that Nike and Jordan are
Really
dropping. Yeah,
interesting.
I'm
Okay.
only talking Nike and Jordan right now. I'm not talking like in general. Is that what you meant, or you?
Oh no, I meant more like just like with Nike and Jordan because I feel like this is a solid
Okay.
one in my opinion. At least with
Okay.
what I think maybe just because they're dropping stuff that I feel like I like a little more. Like we'll get into it, but they got some twos coming up. I mean, I fell in love with the 11s, and I feel like the cherry 11s look good like that. I mean, I feel like there are some that
I
definitely
forgot about
carry
the
this.
cherries. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say there are some that
Okay.
carry it, but it's definitely a good one. But to start it off, Danny, I think these are actually coming up pretty soon. The Navy Air Jordan 4 retros, pretty much like the Georgetown Jordan 4 retros.
Um. Let me pull up the picture real quick, but yeah, I'm going to drop on this. I don't know. I think it's kind of a boring shoe in my opinion. This is the exact color blocking as the fire reds, and I don't know. I just feel like the red goes so much better than the navy blue. I'm not sure if it's because it's just like a navy blue is a dark color and that red kind of pops out. But I'm not sure if you saw the midnight navies. Not these are just the
Mm-hmm.
navies. The midnight navies are dropping. I think Thursday on sneakers. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
If you
Thursday.
don't, yeah, I think those are 10 times better than these. Um, yeah, I feel like Jordan might be getting a little lazy with the four drops. We're seeing a lot of those the infrareds, the black pair. I'm blanking on all the names, but I don't know. Fours not too much going on. I'll go back to the midnight navies. In my opinion, so much better of a shoe. There's the white cement color blocking, and instead of like the black splashes, it's like navy blue splashes on that gray. Um, One thing I will say about these fours, they got the Nike Air on the back, so they did win with that. But overall, I'm gonna go with drop, and I would much rather have the midnight navies.
Okay, so yeah, you ain't going for those. I respect that. Honestly, I don't know. Like both are such similar shoes, so I can't really say one or the other is better. I definitely understand where you're coming for with the just casual navy Jordan 4s. The one thing I do like about it, I do like the accents of black and white to it. There's a little bit more of that compared to the midnight navies that are more rely heavily on that gray. Both have you said which one has the Nike Air? Because I've seen both might have the Jumpman. Oh no, I see it. The Navy, the retro navies have the Air Jordan, right?
Yeah,
Or not
midnight navies
the
unfortunately have the Jordan, so that's kind of an
yeah.
L. But the navies, not the midnight navies, the navies have Nike Air on the back tabs.
See, we've talked about this in the past. The
Oh
Nike Air is
yeah.
a big difference for me. I like seeing the Nike Air. But at the same time, I'm not holding that against the Midnight Navies. I think those are still a good shoe. I think they're definitely going to sell on sneakers. Um, I don't know. Just the retro navies, just look, in my opinion, they look so good. I don't know what it is. I get that they're
Okay.
taking the fire red color blocking and turning it to just making that navy, but I feel like it just works really well for this time of year. So I like it a lot, in my opinion. I don't know, but I feel like it's a good
Kid,
looking shoe.
I'm already telling you, these are one of the shoes that I don't like it right now, but once I see in person, I'm gonna
And
want.
that's
So
I was gonna say that's the biggest thing too. But I feel like especially with Nike, and I guess I mean we could probably say this about anyone is that the shoes, the pictures of shoes don't do them justice. I feel like, for example, like with the Crimson or the Thunder or Red Thunders, or Thunder Road, whichever way it's called. Like I feel like even though I will admit I am trying to sell them, like in pictures I wasn't huge on them. I wasn't a big fan, but then I get them in person. It's like, yo, these are like they're nice, you know.
okay.
So it's like I feel like that's how it is with so many Nike shoes. But
Hey,
I
Kate,
have high hopes for
I
both
don't
of
know
these.
what we want to call this, but I don't know if you want to call it like an Uno reverse that I'm pulling, but I'm switching up to a cop just just because I'm picturing like stuff I could wear with these shoes,
Yeah,
and
and that it's
okay,
easy to fashion.
yeah, the navy blue does go with everything. So I'm Uno reversing it mid show. So disregard everything I said. I still like the
Okay,
midnight navies more, but these are cop. You're right. Like fours are just clean. It's just a clean
exactly.
shoe. Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna say, my bad. It doesn't come out Thursday. It comes out Saturday. So I'll
Okay.
say that's something we'll have to keep an eye out on. But let's get into the next one. This one I think is getting a little bit. I think this is genuinely possibly one of the better drops of this upcoming holiday collection, and that's got to go to the Air Jordan 2 in the just classic Chicago colorway. Danny, how you feeling about these?
Um. This it's a clean shoe. Maybe I'm a little too spoiled with the off white drops that cut the shape of the two, and so I don't know. I feel like these look like really tall shoes. I don't know what it is. In pictures, these look like really high cut, and I get the Jordan 2 is supposed to be like that. But this is a clean shoe. Anything with black, white, and red on it, that's a Jordan. It's pretty tough to mess up, especially like a Chicago colorway. So I'm gonna say cop. I do wish the shoes weren't as tall, but it's a clean shoe. I've kind of been waiting for these shoes to release because I do want to get a pair of twos in my collection. Honestly, I know I'm a hype beast. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have wanted a pair of twos. Now I kind of want a pair of twos, but I'm gonna go cop on these.
No, I agree. I was gonna say I've always wanted a pair of twos. I think ever since the Just Dawn twos, I've loved the
Oh
two
yeah.
silhouette. It's an underrated silhouette in my opinion. I'm happy that they are making a comeback, but just in that classic Chicago colorway. Again, you cannot go wrong with that, especially with the pair of Jordans, and especially when they have the Jordan Wings logo on it, not the Jumpman logo. I think the Jordan Wings logo, in my opinion, it might be a hot take, but I think that's a better logo than the Jumpman logo. It's Jumpman's classic, but the Wings logo is like almost just like has a weird nostalgia to it, a nostalgia that I never felt before. But this is an easy cop for me. I like the way it looks. I love the way the twos look. Overall, I mean, I feel like there's not too much to say about the shoe. I think when you look at the entire holiday collection, it's one of the better shoes out there. Of course, other than the one that we're talking about, we'll save that one for last, obviously. But other than one of the other ones that's supposed to be released in this holiday season, but just the two silhouette
Yeah.
in
Hey,
general, it's a good shoe.
let me hop in, Kate. I didn't even notice the wings on the tongue. That's such a nice accent, nice
It is.
detail. It kind of separates it from other shoes. The Jordan 2 really separates itself from that just because they do that, honestly.
No, exactly. I agree, and I think it's overall, like I said, I think that Wings logo is so nice. When you got it on the
Yeah.
tongue like that for the twos, again, it's such a good looking shoe, and I think again everybody looks at the Chicago ones. Any Chicago colorway, I feel like twos get overlooked, but I feel like it just looks so good for that shoe. It looks overall just fantastic shoe. I easy cop for me. I'm not no question there. Easy cop for me. Uh, Next one though, another one that's I feel like almost similar to the Navy in the sense that they take this color blocking of another very like similar colorway and just mix it up a little bit. But then you got the Air Jordan 12 black taxis. Stanley, how you feeling about these?
Um, Sitting at $200 for retail. Jordan 12 is usually higher retail than usual. $200 feels way too steep for bricks that are going to be sitting at Foot Locker. Um, I've always liked the 12. I think this, if you need an all black shoe, you can't go wrong because there's still gold accents all over the shoe, the lace. the lace. I don't know, things that on the top. I don't know what those are called. Things that you put the laces through. The
Oh, the
Jordan on the tongue
oh
is
shoot,
is
yeah.
gold. Yeah. And then there's a little gold Jumpman thing on the side of the shoe above the midsole. So, it's a clean shoe. I'm gonna say cut. I feel like they had Jordan released a 12s. I think they were called royalty taxis. If you know, I might be saying it
Oh,
wrong.
I know what you're talking about though.
Uh, though I didn't really like those either. So I don't know. They're kind of dropping the ball on the taxi drops, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go drop on these.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say if I go with any type of taxi drop, especially with the Jordan 12, it's gonna be just the normal, just taxis. You know what I mean? With the white
Yeah.
upper, black accents, gold accents. I think that looks a lot better than. And overall, I mean, you're not wrong. You can't really go wrong with the all black shoe, but I feel like that's one of the like beautiful things about Jordan is that you don't go for Jordans because you want an all black shoe. You want Jordans because of the color blocking in it. And this one just doesn't have any unique color blocking. So no, I agree.
Very good
I'm
point.
I'm gonna pass up on these. I'm just not a huge fan of these in general. I feel like I'm also just picky about the 12s that are out there. So yeah, it's a drop for me. But especially at 200, I'm just not a fan of that. Going into the next one though, this is one. This is a silhouette I feel like doesn't get enough attention, and there's good reason behind it in my opinion. But the Air Jordan 9 Fire Red, Danny, how you feeling about these?
Hey, dude, we don't got to spend too much time on this. For $200, you got to spend your hard-earned money on a gray, white, and like even I don't even like the color red that they use, Kate. Like it looks like I don't know. They use like the cherry red. It looks like, but it just doesn't look
Hmm.
good. The tongue that might be the ugliest tongue I've ever seen. Why did they spell out Jordan instead of like
Yeah, I don't
they
like
could have
that.
done they could have done something else. Um, it honestly looks cheap. Like this looks like a cheap shoe. I don't know if it's the gray or what it is, but yeah, easy drop.
No, I agree. And even then, like they use like a patent gray too, which I'm not, or
Yeah,
patent leather for the gray, which I'm not a huge fan of that. I think there's some good nine silhouettes that have come out. This isn't one of them though. I can't, especially for $200. You know, this is gonna be one that's sitting on shelves. Nobody's gonna pick this up. It almost, I don't know, at least in my opinion, it almost reminds me of like, remember when they were selling Shaq shoes at Walmart? Like that's the
yeah,
same vibes it gives off to me, especially with the colorway like that. The red looks almost looks like a cheap red rather than like the normal Chicago red that you see in a lot of Jordans. So I'm just not a fan of these. I like some of the nine silhouettes. I think it's a decent silhouette, but this is just not as, in my opinion, especially with the, yeah, overall. I'm just not. Again, not too much time needed to spend here. These are an easy, uh, just easy drop from me. Next one's coming up. Air Jordan 1, Gorge Green. I want to say I don't know. I'm looking at these. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like the green, but there's a lot of other green Jordan ones I'd rather go for than the Gorge greens.
oh yeah, you said exactly what I was gonna say. I really like the color green that they use. What's throwing me off is the silver swoosh. I don't know. It feels like that doesn't fit the shoe at all. The midnight navy ones dropped earlier, and I didn't like those just because like I talked about earlier. Midnight goes with everything, but I could not get down with the silver swoosh. And once again, I think it kind of ruins the shoe in my opinion. If they just make that black, or if they're going to commit to this color blocking, make the swoosh green as well, and you'd have a fire shoe. But I'm gonna go drop on these. I don't see myself picking these up. Like you said, pine greens. There's what, three types of pine greens that I think look better than this. You can get the Dunk High Spartans if you want a green shoe with similar color blocking as well. So I'm gonna go drop on these.
Yeah, and also I'll add to it as well. When you gotta tell people like, oh yeah, these are the Jordan 1 Gorge greens, like that's a terrible name for the shoe. Like
Gorge.
who would thought about that? Like realistically, Gorge green, like that sounds terrible for a shoe name.
that
Like
that
there's
goes
no
into it too, right? Yeah, like you can't be
no
saying, yeah,
one hundred
I'm rocking
percent.
the gorges.
Yeah, like that sounds terrible. Like it's just overall, it's not. I mean, it's a okay looking shoe, just nothing that I actually go out of my way to spend money on. So, yeah, that's an easy drop for sure. Next one, ooh, this one I think I'm not gonna lie, I like these a lot, but the Air Jordan 6 metallic silvers, Danny, how you feeling about these?
Dude, these are clean. These are clean. I sold my first pair of sixes that I got, the infrareds, like a year ago, and ever since then I've been wanting a pair of black sixes. I don't know if I'm gonna buy another pair of infrareds, but these with I'm so glad they kept the icy bottoms. You know, sixes need the icy bottoms if possible. So that's like another level to this shoe. Accents of gray goes really well with the black, I think. And like I said, the icy bottoms makes it more than just than just another black shoe. Like this could have been an all black shoe, and people would have bought it. But the fact that there's some details to it, I think it's really clean. Kate, I'm a little surprised. I know you're not the biggest six guy. How you feel about these? You trying to get your hands on these?
I was gonna say I like these a lot, and it's kind of funny because I just mentioned how it's like I feel like when people go to Jordans, they don't want to go to an all black pair of Jordans, but at the same time, I mean, you look at this shoe and it's like you got the nice, you can tell it's a nice leather up top. You got the accents of silver and white. Overall, this is just a fantastic looking shoe, and it's like this is one of those silhouettes that you can go all black in, and then you can pull it off. Like this is I mean, maybe it's because just the infrareds became so synonymous with the Jordan 6, but like with this, it just overall looks like a fantastic shoe. So I don't know if I'm going to be getting up to at what 7 o'clock in the morning to get these shoes, but at the same time, if I'm feeling a little bit much by
You
the
probably
time it
won't
comes
have to,
around,
honestly. You probably won't have to.
yeah, exactly. So, but even
I
then, at the
don't.
same
Yeah.
time, like if I wake up at like what 8 o'clock and they're still out there, I might try my hand on it and get some.
Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't be able to help myself either. Honestly, $200 at retail though. You dropping that much money on the sixes
I
for retail?
I don't know, and that's the tough part because it's like I feel like if you go resale with it, they're not going to be much higher. So it's not like you're really
Yeah.
stressing that. But like at the same time, it's like if you know you want them, you can get them cheaper. Why not just get them cheaper?
Yeah.
So that's
I
true.
agree.
It is a little steep, but it's worth it in my opinion. At least for those. I mean,
I think so
honestly, any
too.
Jordan is going to be pricey like that. So you just kind of got to bite the bullet on the ones that you know are going to be really good in your collection. So that's
I
all I got. But
remember.
yeah, that's
I
a cop.
remember just a couple years ago, Kate. Back in the day, 3 years ago, Jordan ones were retailing for like 140, 150.
Yeah, no, I remember that too, and I missed that because those are. And every once in a while, you'll get that, like you'll get those Jordan 1 releases for like 150, but it's not often, especially with the good colorways too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I
tough.
know.
All right. So I take it that's both cop for us. Next one, I see. I mean, this one dropped on like a little surprise drop on sneakers for a little bit. But I also think they were
Hmm.
dropping a little bit later in the month. It's a woman's exclusive, but it's the Jordan 11 Midnight Navy.
Oh, hey, the Jordan 11, the Jeters are hard to get your hands on. So, I mean, in my opinion, these are a better shoe. I know it's a women's pair. Um, I'm guessing the men are gonna try and buy all the shoes though, because this is a really clean shoe. I know some people don't really like the suede on the 11s, but I think it looks clean. I don't know what's going on. Kate, we're talking a lot of navy tonight. Um, but in my opinion, these are cop clean. I don't know. You probably won't be able to get your feet inside of these. I don't know if women's sizes run up that big, Kate. My bad. But for me, this is a cop for me.
Yeah, so I think they look good. I'm a fan of the suede. It just depends how it's done in this situation. I like it a lot. You do have that almost like 3D Jordan logo that you saw like you saw on the Jubilee 11s that released 2 years back. So overall, it's a good shoe, but yeah, you're right. I'm not going to be able to cop a pair because I think they only go up to size. I think it's like 10 and a half in men's. So I'm out of luck on that one. Uh, but even then, like I don't know, like I'm not. I like it, but I don't know if I'd spend the 225 on it retail. Like that's just a little bit too much. Yeah, exactly. That's a
Oh,
little bit too far out of my price point. So not sure if I do that, but still a nice shoe. I
yeah.
can't complain.
I'm not dropping 225 on these. I'm switching it up. I'm going drop. They're not that clean.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Another Uno reverse right there.
Yeah, yeah. Another one. My bad.
All right. Yeah, no, I agree though. I think that's a drop just for the price point. Next one, Jordan 11, or no, my bad, Jordan 7 Cardinal. How you feeling about these?
Um, I'm not never been the biggest fan of the Jordan 7s. This looks kind of I don't know if even Cardinal fans are copping these shoes, to be honest, Kate. I think it's kind of a boring shoe, and I don't know I've never been the biggest fan of like a shoe with a white upper and black midsole, and especially black bottoms. I know there's still some red and yellow thrown in there, but I just don't think it goes together well. And I know the sevens get kind of crazy with the colors and color blocking because there's so many different palettes. So it is a tough shoe to color block like that. But this is an easy drop for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think the only pair of sevens I'd really go after would be the Olympic sevens, or what is that what they're called? The Olympic sevens? Oh, jeez.
Jeez, I just smacked my table. My bad if I hurt your ears, bro.
Oh no, it's you're good. You're chilling, but you know what I'm talking about, the Olympic sevens.
I don't think so. I'll look those up right now.
I was saying, it might be the wrong name for them, but it's like I feel like the more like almost like classic sevens colorway. I feel like
Oh
that's the only one
yeah.
I'd go for. Yeah, see, that's the only pair
Did
of
you
sevens I think I'd go for.
did you see the trophy room sevens?
Oh no,
It's like
let me look that up.
it's a play on the Olympics. Like it's a I forgot what's Jordan's son's what's his son's name?
No,
Marcus.
I've
It's
no.
Marcus.
Yeah.
It's Marcus Jordan's like take on the Olympic sevens.
Ooh, okay,
I
I'm
feel
gonna have
like
to look this up real quick.
yeah,
Oh
trophy.
shoot, okay.
How you feel about those? Those are pretty clean, huh?
Yeah, no, I like those. Oh, okay. Those are clean. I like those a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, see,
You
that's another
reminded me
pair
of
of
those.
sevens. I was gonna say that's
Yeah,
another pair of
exactly.
sevens that you got to go with. But yeah, I think the Olympic sevens are the only ones I could see myself go after. Other than that, it's pretty much a drop for me, no matter what pair of sevens. No exception here. I think this one is it's not a good looking shoe. It's a very bland, boring shoe. So it's an easy drop for me.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
easy.
Here's one that might get some. I think we can go both ways on this one. But you got the Jordan 11 Cherry, the Cherry Jordan 11. Danny, how you feel about these?
Cade, Cade. Oh, this is a cop. I'm sorry. Um, I've been waiting for the cherries. Like, I just remember growing up and seeing people rock the cherries when like 11s were really hyped. Like the 11s were like the Jordan ones, like what the ones are
Yeah.
today. 11s used to be like that, and people loved the cherries back then. I know the hype isn't um as prominent now just because people don't really rock 11s, but hey, 11 there's still every December there's going to be an 11 release. People look forward to it. Icy bottoms, uh red, white, icy bottoms. Kate, this is a cop.
No, I agree. I think this is a good looking shoe, and I don't know, like, I feel like for me, I find it difficult to like style red shoes. I don't know what's up with that, but I mean, when you got that or patent red leather on that, the white upper, icy bottoms, as you mentioned, it's such a good looking shoe overall. It's hard to pass up on a shoe as good as this, especially because resale probably isn't going to be cheap for something like this. So I feel like if you got your chance to hit on retail with these, definitely do it because these are a clean shoe. And I agree. I'm 100%. I think I got to 100% just go after these no matter what. This is something I'd be willing to wake up at 7 for.
Yep.
I'm trying to find it real quick. I think it's the Gym Red Jordan 11. I'll admit, like, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, you have like I think it's the Gym Red. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, here it is. The Win like 96. That's what it is. I don't know. That's the all red
uh
upper, and I'm just not a huge fan of that. But like, they do it good. They do it right here with the cherries. I think that's an overall great shoe. So yeah, this is definitely a call for me. This is something I'll actually see myself waking up early for to go after. All right, next one up. I think these are actually kind of nice. The Jordan 1 Twist 2.0. Danny, how you feeling?
um, I don't know. I don't see myself ever rocking these. These kind of look like I don't know. I like how they're experimenting with different fabrics. We've seen them do that with dunks a lot. Now I guess they're doing that with ones now. It's a black, gray, and white shoe, so I think it will sell out, and it will. There might be some resale value. I don't think too much, but I'm going drop on these. I just can't see myself rocking a Jordan 1 with this type of material on it. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't do that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan. This is another only like women's release, so I wouldn't even be able to get my hands on
Oh,
it. But even then, at the same time, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan. It reminds me of the Gorge Greens. Like it just overall, like I just feel like in general, it's not that. really special of a shoe. Like you might be able to like it's gonna be one that sits on the shelves. Let's just put it that way. Like it's nothing special, nothing crazy, nothing cool. I just feel like it's another Jordan 1 that they can put out there and they know people are probably gonna get because it's a Jordan 1 silhouette.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah,
Drop,
I'm
drop,
not a
drop.
huge fan. All right, here's I feel like I don't know mixed reviews about this one. The Jordan 13 UNC. Danny, how you feel about this one? I'll say right now, it's interesting for sure. I'm not sure if I can really pull off that 13 silhouette, but I think this shoe in general looks pretty good.
Um, I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna go drop just because I don't really like the UNC colorway. This color blue, it's just I've just never been a fan of it. I kind of like my blues either like navy blue or light blue, and this kind of looks like a kid's shoe blue. Okay, like how often
Yeah,
do
I
you
get
see this?
that.
You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. This is like the blue that's on like a kid's backpack, if that makes sense. Like I don't know. It looks.
No, I see what you mean. I mean, I don't know. Like, I like the color blue. I think it's overall just. I don't know. I like the shoe in general. I just feel like I can't rock 13s. That's the only reason what's really stopping me.
Yeah,
I'm trying to go out and get this. I'm just not a fan of the way that 13s look. The materials in 13s I'm not a huge fan of, but overall this is a little bit different than what you see in most 13s, and I think it's overall a good looking shoe. I like that blue because I feel like especially in 13s you go for those darker colors. Now you're bringing something lighter, getting that contrast in there. I think overall it's a good looking shoe, especially with the black, the light blue. I think it's a good looking shoe. Not one that I would go out of my way to get, but in general, I think I could understand why people would go out of their way to get the shoe.
Nah, I can't understand. I like you said, the 13s are just bricks in general. And yeah, mixed in with that color, I'm gonna go drop.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, I understand that. I'm a good drop as well. Um, but this brings us to the last one, the one that, as you mentioned, is carrying this holiday collection, the Jordan 1. They've been named Reimagined Chicago. They've been named Lost and Found. But Danny, these shoes we've been. I mean, I think we mentioned
How,
this on this
how
show
long have
back
we been
in
talking
March.
about this?
We've been
Yeah.
talking, yeah, exactly. Since back in March
Jeez.
is when they like they initially released the time. They pretty much said holiday collection. They're releasing the Chicago ones once again. And man, again we've been talking about this since March. I feel like I mentioned, maybe I didn't mention it on the show, but I told you like I will miss out on every release on sneakers for a calendar year if it means that I get these shoes.
Cade, I'm telling you, the night before this shoe releases, I might camp out for these shoes. Like I haven't camped out for some sneakers yet. I don't know if you would be down for that, Cade. I feel like that would be a pretty cool vlog. And we would be getting these shoes. Yeah, we've been talking about this probably before March. You said we talked about this on the show in March. Man, this is in my opinion, going to be sneaker of the year. The high cut, the 85 cut, perfect color blocking. They did not mess with it. They didn't mess it up. And then the cream midsole, ooh, with the red bottoms too.
Dude, it's
Oh
such a
man,
nice shoe. It's such a nice shoe. I'm trying to get the
yeah.
exact release date for it, and I almost am reluctant to say it on the show. I mean, it's gonna get down out there no matter what, but like, I want as little people to know about this release date because I am on. I want to be on top of this. Oh my god, easily. I mean, without a doubt, shoe of the year, best looking. It just I cannot get over it. I mean, even you look at the box, how they go with like they want to like really just like almost capture the essence of like yeah, the shoe's been locked away in the back of somebody's shop since 1985, and they just try to do what they can to throw it back out on the shelf. They got the original black Jordan 1 box with the red top, so it looks like they just threw another pair, like another shoe box on top of it. It's just over. Oh my god, it's amazing. November 19th is the release date for these. This is something that I do not care what I have to do to get these shoes. I want these shoes no matter what. And especially because it's only a $180 price point, which is reasonable for a pair of Jordans. I mean, they could have put these at 250 and people are still buying them. I would have still bought them at 250. I mean, if we're being honest here, like I just over yeah, I cannot speak enough about these shoes. Easy cop for me. I'm gonna do whatever I can to get myself a pair of these shoes.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I'm doing whatever I can. That box, the box concept is so cool. These are one of the shoes that, if I can, like, I'm gonna be entering in raffles. I'm gonna be, entering sneakers, I'm gonna try and cop 2 pairs. Not even for resale. I'm gonna try and keep one on ice and then rock one for every day. These are one of the shoes you want to get your as many get your hands on as many as possible when they first
I agree.
release, because resale is gonna go crazy down the line. I don't know how many are getting produced. I haven't researched that just yet, but hopefully Jordan Brand blesses us, and they put out 100K pairs or whatever. Not not make it super limited.
No, I agree. This is just overall. I mean, again, I agree. I am on top of that. Like, I'm going to be doing as much as I can to get myself into draws, into raffles, anything that gets my name into a position where I can grab these shoes. No matter what, I'm doing everything. I will take time off of school. I will take time off of work. I will take time off of whatever you need me to get these shoes. Like, that's how bad I want these. This is just like, I mean, I've even mentioned it. Like, the Chicago ones are a grail shoe for me. Like, that's the one that I like absolutely want. Realistically, like if I were to do something like we were saying about getting 2 pairs, I would have one where it's like obviously I'm wearing them, but then I feel like I'd almost use the other ones to like try finding a place to display them, just because that's how nice of a pair of shoes
Ooh.
they are. Like it just you can't go wrong with these shoes at all. I got to stop myself from talking because I can just fantasize about these shoes all day.
I'm already thinking about some fits for myself. It's all good.
Oh, 100%. All right, Dan, you got anything else when it comes to sneaker related news?
I don't think so. Hey, felt good to talk some sneakers. We're gonna be talking more. I already got a couple future segment ideas that we can do later. And like once again, we only talked Nike and Jordan today, so we're gonna be talking more sneakers later. This was fun. Yeah, good show.
Oh yeah, 100% good show. I was gonna say this holiday season is gonna be good when it comes to sneakers. It's gonna be good when it comes to basketball, which means it's gonna be good when it comes to 94 feet, and that's all we can ask for at this point. But of course, we thank y'all for joining us tonight. It was good to be back on the live stream once again. It's been a while, but we're finally back on, and it looks like we're gonna see that consistency one more time. We might have some big news coming up with the show in the next few days, so keep in tune with that. We'll have Fit of the Week on Instagram and Twitter. Again, at 94 Feet Show. Make sure that you do vote on that. We're going to get some sort of bet going along, making sure that we actually make this, again, interesting for you guys one more time. And again, as I once said, thank y'all for joining us tonight. Have a fantastic night. Have a fantastic week. Of course, we'll be seeing y'all next week.